Story time. So I discovered I had 2 fibroids when I was pregnant with my first son. At the time, that didn't cause me any problems because they were concerned about it sitting on where my baby was growing, but it didn't. So we just didn't worry about it. After I had my second baby 4 years later, things got real. I started experiencing heavy bleeding, horrible cramps, and pelvic pain. So I went to the doctor and was like, look, y'all got to do something about this. Like, check me out. What's going on? Because this bleeding was like driving me crazy. Like I was changing my pad like every hour and a half. So when they did an ultrasound to see, my fibroids had gotten so big, and they were like, this is causing that pain. And they wanted to put me on birth control. And I was like, girl, you even put me on birth control because that caused more hormonal issues, right? Because I knew then that was a hormonal problem. So she was like, okay, well, you can also get a hysterectomy. Girl, I'm not doing that. So I was like, no, thank you. I'll figure something out. So that's when I went vegan. I stopped eating meat. I cut out my dairy. I just went vegan. And then I started taking herbs. I started taking red raspberry because I did a lot of research now. I started taking red raspberry, chaseberry at the time. I started adding nettle when I realized that I was anemic because I was losing so much blood, and nettle is high in iron and it will get your blood together. So I started taking those 3 and started watching what I ate. I ate a lot of fruit. And like I said, no meat, no dairy. And girl, when I tell y'all about, I went back for my yearly, PAP, annual and all that kind of stuff, did another ultrasound, and them chunks shrunk. They were like, girl, they shrunk. Like, what you doing? At the time, I didn't really think much of the way that I was eating. I was like, I'm taking these herbs. And they were like, come on, herbs ain't do that. So what are you doing? Now, what I've learned is that if I took the herbs by themselves, they would have also worked. But by me adding a clean diet, it made it faster. So then I went back for a 6-month checkup because I just wanted to know for myself. So I paid that little money. My insurance didn't take care of it. I paid the money to do another ultrasound. And when I tell y'all, they were amazed because my fibroids were gone. They didn't believe it. When I told them what I did, they were like, no, I don't know what happened, but that's not what it was. Y'all, come on, stop making stuff up, doctors. So my periods were regular. I didn't have any cramps, bad pain. But what I did, the mistake that I made, I went back to dairy. Still don't eat meat, but I went back to dairy. And I was not taking my herbs. So I went back to the doctor, and then they found that I had another fibroid. It was just one this time, but I had gotten another one. And it was affecting my bleeding. My hormones would jack back up again because I started eating dairy, which is high in hormones, artificial hormones at that, and I started taking my herbs. So yeah, I was back at it. Fast forward, I'm still doing a little dairy. Not that much, but I'm still doing dairy, but I'm taking the herbs. I'm actually taking my mooncycle tea, which I added 3 more herbs to that. So I had the red raspberry, the nettle, the chaseberry, the spearmint, rose, and the holy basil. I'm doing that now, and I'm back, y'all. She don't bleed heavy no more. Eating clean is a big part of it. I'm telling you, it is, because that meat and dairy has a lot of hormones in it. If you can minimize it as much as you can, I won't just tell you just to stop because it's balancing everything, but if you minimize it as much as you can and you take your hormone balancing herbs, like what's in my mooncycle tea, I drink mine daily, 2 to 3 times a day, all day long, because I like the way it tastes. But you do that consistently, and then you will see a world of difference because I have no heavy bleeding, I have no cramps, no pain. I don't have none of that. So I went back to the doctor, and what they say, y'all? Tell me what they say. They told me that my fibroid has shrunk again. So, girl, that thing about gone now because that was a year ago. I go back for my annual in August. Y'all posted on that, but you having the 2 fibroids, large fibroids, you have it scheduled for July. Get some mooncycle tea, drink that up until your time, and see what happens. If you start having heavy bleeding, stuff like that, then maybe you could postpone it. I'm not a medical doctor. I just know how to use herbs to work with our body to bring us into ultimate balance and harmony. So if that's helped, if you have any questions, you can email me. Link in the bio. Talk to you later. Bye.